Court is in session.
Nice and cool in here, right?
Right.
We sent an email earlier to tell them to do something, but usually it takes a day.
Yeah, I'd like to address something, if you don't mind.
Go right ahead and tell them to hold. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go to the microphone, please.
Yes, sir. Y'all, it's not a huge deal. It's just when the jury is in here, they take cues from a whole lot of different things, and I understand.
They what?
They take cues. They're seeing everything. They're watching everything. So when Mr. Moore is making side commentary about, oh, I gave this to you already this many times, and if I got to do it again, I just am submitting that that's unnecessary. So it doesn't look good to the jury. I mean, it might get you a couple of giggles, but I feel like it's unfair, and it just shouldn't be done.
Okay.
And Judge, I take offense with them acting like they haven't gotten it before, or she hasn't seen it before, or this is the first time that I'm doing something with it.
Now, I think that's the basis of the comments, is the fact that this is information that I think has been provided to the defense in years past.
Years past, Your Honor. So we just asked us to look at it. We're not saying give us 20 copies.
Okay, we're fighting about nothing right now. Okay, just everybody relax, okay? All right? Bring him in.
Okay, bring him in. Beautiful outside. 77. All rise.
All right, please be seated. Go ahead.
Judge, before she touches the button, I don't recall, did Your Honor give the cautionary instruction?
I did.
Okay, I just wanted to be doubly sure.
Transcript?
Yes, Your Honor.
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Cory Batey, June 25th.
Okay. So why don't you start by telling us a little bit about what you did on Saturday night, starting sometime after dinner?
Saturday night, I took a long bed change. I got with my friends for a little while. We went to my dorm with some of my friends.
Okay.
And I was coming downstairs, dropping a female friend off. We were all just together.
Uh-huh.
My friend Brandon asked for some help.
Okay.
This girl was belligerent and drunk.
Okay.
There's a help to his home.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
My dog left, and my girlfriend came.
Okay. So you were hanging out at your room, and do you live in Gillette?
I do live in Gillette.
Okay.
Before we were hanging out at East.
At East House.
So we walked back to Gillette.
Okay, walk back to Gillette. Okay. Okay, so you were at East, and did you have anything to drink at East? Okay, did you have anything to drink before you went to East? Okay. And you left East at about what time, do you remember?
I don't
And you were with Brandon Banks and Tip, and then some females. Okay. So you guys went back to Gillette, and then Brandon and Tip went to go get food, but you didn't go with them. Okay. Okay. Okay, and so then at some point, did Brandon Vandenburg, did he like call or text you to say that he needed help, or you just happened to run into him?
As I was walking out the door, the female friend I was with, we all just kind of coincidentally met up.
Okay.
We come back from getting food, Brandon pulling up.
Okay. Okay. So when you walked over to the car, when Brandon pulled up in the circle, was the young woman who was in the vehicle, was she passed out at that point in time?
She's like mom.
Okay. And has she thrown up in the car or by the car?
Put on the elevator.
Okay. Okay, so then Brandon Vandenburg eventually opens the passenger side door and then carries her into the building. Okay, and then they take her on the elevator to the second floor. Okay, but you don't go in the elevator with them.
No,
Why did you? But you went up with Tip, like right afterwards?
No, I didn't go with Tip.
Okay. Okay, so...
Now, Brandon and Tip were together.
Okay.
Then we all went together to the second floor.
Okay. And then what happened once you got to the second floor?
I dropped off and met up with my girlfriend.
Okay. Okay, so how long would you say that you were on the second floor in Brandon's room?
5 minutes, maybe.
Okay. Okay, do you know the woman who was in the car?
Do not.
You don't know her? Okay. Do you know why Brandon had brought her back to the residence hall?
I do not. I guess they just came from the bar, I guess.
Okay. Okay. Did he? Yeah. Did he say anything about where they had been or what they had to drink or anything? Okay. Yeah. Okay, so she was pretty much passed out or mumbling and incoherent the entire time. So in your presence, she was never coherent or talking or anything like that. Okay, so once you guys got her to the room, what did you do with her then?
Lay on the floor and left.
Okay, so you didn't talk to the other guys at all at that point?
I'm about to go. My girlfriend is downstairs. I'm going to go there and go to sleep.
Okay. So while you were there, did anyone take any photos or video
No.
of the young woman?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you take any photos or videos? Okay. Did you, after you left and went downstairs to meet your girlfriend, did you ever go back onto the second floor after that?
No, sir.
Okay. And you're sure you were only there for 5 minutes or so?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Because the video seems to indicate that you were there for 30 to 40 minutes at least.
Don't comment there at all.
Okay. So you don't recall having any kinds of conversations with the other guys about even nothing, football, whatever, in Brandon's room?
My girlfriend downstairs.
Okay. Do you know why Brandon Vandenburg covered the security camera in the hallway?
I have no idea.
Okay. He didn't say anything about doing that, or?
I said not to me.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay. Okay. While you were there, did you make any physical contact with the young woman? With your hands, objects, your mouth, your genitals?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you have any form of intercourse with the young woman?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you, was she clothed when she was on the floor?
When we got out the car, yeah, her skirt was up. That was pretty much it.
But she had on underwear?
Yeah, she had.
Okay. Did you expose her genitals in any way, take off her underwear, lift up her skirt, anything like that? And did you expose your own genitals at all while you were in the room?
No, sir.
Okay. And while you were present, did anyone else that was there make any physical contact with the young woman?
No, sir.
With hands, objects, mouth, genitals, anything?
No, sir.
Okay. And while you were present, did anyone have intercourse with the young woman?
No, sir.
Okay. And what about removing her clothing or underwear or exposing any of her body or genitals?
No, sir.
Okay. And did any of the guys in there expose their own genitals at any point?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know, were you there when Brandon Vandenburg changed out of his clothes?
No, sir.
So you didn't see him wearing red shorts and he was shirtless with red shorts on?
Whatever you will when he got out of the car, that's what I see.
Okay. Okay, did you see Brandon Vandenburg take a chair into the hallway at any point?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you know what became of the young woman? Do you know if she slept in Gillette?
I do not know.
Okay, so you don't know like what time she left or how she left? Okay. And you don't know who that is, so you haven't seen her or spoken to her since that point in time? Okay. Okay, and you had no alcohol?
No, sir.
You guys didn't have some alcohol before going to East in Tip's room?
I did.
Okay, but they did?
I don't know what they did. I did.
Okay. Okay, so to your knowledge, there's no photos of the young woman and no video of the young woman. And there's no photos of you with the young woman or video of you with the young woman. And did you call or text anyone while you were there telling them to come over? And did you see Chris Boyd and Dylan and Michael Retta and DeAndre Woods?
No, sir.
You didn't see them at all?
No, sir.
Okay. How about that? Questions? Do you know about what time it was when you guys were met up with Brandon Vandenburg when he pulled around into the circle?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Never. My friend, my drug dog.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that you can think of that you think we need to know about at this point in time?
No, sir.
When you left, did you go back to your room?
After I left there, yeah, my girlfriend went back to my room.
And did you two stay there for the rest of the night?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
End of the interview, correct?
Yes.
You testified previously that you had seen the video. I don't know if the court wants to take up the transcripts.
Yeah.
Or just give them to Ms. Halstead. She'll keep track of them in case you need them again. What was I say? Seen the video. Did you show Mr. Batey the video or any video clips or anything?
No.
Or any of the other individuals for that matter?
No.
Those are my questions, Your Honor.
All right, cross-examination.
Mr. Black, you took this statement on June 25th, 2013, right?
Yes,
2 days after the incident on June 23rd,
that's right.
okay? And you stated on direct that you actually watched the surveillance video footage on June 24th?
Part of it, yes.
Okay. Now, did you take any other statements? You said you had about 9, and you said of them, Banks, McKenzie, Vandenburg, and Mr. Batey, you took all their statements, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, did you do any other investigation into this?
No, after that point in time, it was turned over to the investigative body at Vanderbilt who investigates sexual misconduct.
So after June 25th, you ceased whatever you were doing and a different part of the campus or different people picked it up?
That's the only other thing I did was place the students on an interim suspension at the end of that week.
Okay. And place them on an interim suspension, interim? Okay.
That's correct.
Pending the investigation, I assume?
That's right.
All right. And during that time, so this is the only interview you ever did with them, right?
With Mr. Batey?
With Mr. Batey, Mr. Banks, Mr. McKenzie, Mr. Vandenburg?
That's right.
All right. Now, at this time, I want to ask you about the interview. Okay?
Okay.
They weren't under oath at the interview, were they?
No.
Okay, and did they have the ability to leave at will?
They could have.
They could have?
Yes.
You didn't tell them that or anything, you're just saying they could have if they wanted to.
Right.
Okay. And they weren't told that they needed representation or anything at that time?
No.
Okay.
I'm going to object about the they, I think Mr. Batey was the one that issued.
Okay.
Well, he interviewed 9 people, so I'm just asking.
I understand, but you know, the subject of this trial is Mr. Batey.
Yes. Let me get these. Now I want to talk about the statement of Mr. Batey. You said after that you ceased on June 25th. You didn't follow up or anything about with any other statements or anything. I would like to show Mr. Black something. And Your Honor, it is the statements of the other 3.
I'm going to object to that. I'll just be hearsay.
And Your Honor, it is an exception. It is in furtherance of the conspiracy by co-conspirators.
Okay, hold it. Let's step back.
This part, is this yours or this?
They gave it to me, but
I'll take it. This is the case.
It's just an extra copy. Yeah, they.
Y'all can stand up and stretch if you need to. Do my left up and right back in.
All right.
1 second, Your Honor. Your Honor, we have no further questions.
All right, read it right.
No, Your Honor, no regret.
All right, Mr. Black, thank you. You're excused. Next witness.
Detective Jason Mayo.
Well, we're going to get started with Mr. Mayo, right? Because we only have about a half hour or so to go. And I know he won't be finished by then. At least I don't think he will. Did they lose him? Oh, there he is.
swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. Take that cup, Mr. Jones, please.
Sir, would you please tell us your name and spell your last name for the court reporter?
Yes, Jason Mayo, Jason Mayo.
By whom are you employed?
The Metro Nashville Police Department.
And how long have you been with the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department?
Since January of 2000.
Okay. Tell us, first of all, to what unit are you presently assigned?
Currently, I'm assigned to the Sex Crimes Unit.
Okay. How long have you been with that unit?
Since 2009, I started in that unit.
Okay. And starting with the police department in the year 2000, what were your initial duties? Just what sort of things have you done with the police department?
First 9 years, I worked on the street, in and out of patrol, different types of positions, and just basically uniform and a little bit of out of uniform work, but all street level stuff.
All right. And if you could describe for us how the sex crimes unit might be different from, say, patrol or other units.
Right. Basically, if you call the police to report a burglary, a patrol unit comes to your house and takes that report. They do all the in-field work, responding to active calls or filing different police reports, things of that nature. In the sex crimes unit, you're getting a report after a crime has usually already been committed. So we're following up to investigate those crimes.
Okay. And could that follow-up investigation be minutes after, days after, years after?
Absolutely. It could be, just like you said, minutes after, days after. We've investigated cases that have happened years ago.
Okay. Now, with respect to your unit, have you ever worked in the identification unit?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you familiar with what that unit does and how it might or might not assist your unit?
Yes, the ID unit, they process crime scenes.
Okay. And do they typically do that just on their own, or?
No, sir. They're requested either by a detective or an officer in the field will request them to a certain location.
Okay. And we'll probably get to that here a little later on, but setting the groundwork, let me just ask, particularly with respect to your being here today in this particular police department.
Yes, sir, they do.
Okay. And do they on occasion work with Metro and vice versa?
Yes, we work in concert together at different times.
Okay. And just for the sake of the historical perspective, had you been to that department before and had...
I don't think I'd ever been to their administrative offices before where I responded that day, but I'd been on the campus before, obviously, and worked with their police department in the past.
Okay. Now, 2 o'clock on the 26th, go to the Vanderbilt campus.
Yes.
Administrative offices, and did you receive information?
I did.
Okay. And based upon that information, did you begin a case file or a case?
Yes, sir, I did.
Okay. Now, with the Metropolitan Nashville Police Department, how is a case initiated insofar as keeping track of everything that's collected?
There is a specific, what we call complaint number, attached to each investigation, and each investigation carries that complaint number from start till finish forever. We try to keep different cases separated that way. It's just basically a filing system and a tracking system in order to keep up with different incidents.
Okay. And is that what happened in this case?
Yes, a specific number was assigned to this investigation.
Okay. So theoretically, even if something were to come in today, it would go with the same
That's
number?
correct. Any and all information is based on this specific case complaint number.
All right. Now, when you went to the Vanderbilt administrative offices of their police department, did you receive any evidence, anything physical, either to hold, see, view, anything of that nature?
No, sir, just some printed out pictures on a piece of paper.
Okay. And again, I keep saying this, but as far as not telling us what people told you, but were you advised where those may have come from?
I was.
Okay. And based upon that, what did you do that particular day?
On that particular day,
26th.
Was there at the campus gathering more information, and then escorted the victim in this case.
Well, I mean, I think he can go ahead and just testify.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. And I'll just go ahead and step back a second. Had you seen actual video, date stamped, time stamped video on the 26th?
No, sir, not at that time. I had not.
Okay, so again, back to, as counsel said, the jury has seen the date, time stamped. You have too by now, but talk about information in your head on the 26th. About how long?
Estimated between 80 and 90 hours, somewhere right in there, since what we thought something could have happened.
Okay. Now, the reason I ask that is there anything significant about that time frame?
There is. Typically, we like to begin these investigations within the first 72 hours, sexual assault investigations.
Okay. And why is that?
It's the standard of practice here in Tennessee, we call it the 72-hour rule, from the time of incident to when we offer what's called the medical legal exam. It's where a nurse practitioner performs a sexual assault evidence collection kit.
Okay. And with respect to evidence collection, is that the purpose of the medical legal examination?
It is.
Okay. And you use the term offer.
Yes.
Can you compel a person who may have been sexually assaulted to go through one of those examinations?
No, we cannot. These are strictly a voluntary examination that a victim will actually have to sign their name on a document saying that they are consenting to what is going to take place.
It says, did you explain that it's called?
We refer to it as the rape kit.
Okay. And have you used those in the past before this incident?
Many times, yes.
And are they standardized?
Yes, sir, they are.
Okay. What is the purpose of the rape kit?
To collect evidence of a possible or an actual sexual assault.
All right. And again, you've told the jury about the 72-hour. Why did you go outside that?
As an abundance of caution, because at that time, we did not know. Neither did she. So, like I said, as an abundance of caution, we offered it to her.
All right. Now, actually, I could go ahead and get this one thing out of the way. Counsel. If I could ask this be passed to Mayo. I think we may be able to cover 2 or 3 things with this one item. First of all, what is it?
This is the sexual assault evidence collection kit, and it has the victim's name, paperwork necessary to turn it in, and then I took it to our evidence property room.
Okay. And just out of, where is the evidence and property room, and how is that function as far as a unit of the police department?
It's here in Nashville, located off Trinity Lane. It's a lockdown facility where we turn any and all evidence that we collect and any officer in Nashville collects is turned into that location.
Okay. And what, pardon me, was the purpose of collecting the rape kit, turning it into the property and evidence room?
So that it could be eventually sent out for testing, and at that time we were using the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations as our agency who tested all of our kits.
Okay. And as the case detective or lead detective on this matter, does it appear that that procedure was followed?
Yes, I completed the necessary paperwork to have it sent to the TBI.
Okay. Your Honor, I would, before I forget, tender this as the next numbered exhibit.
It'll be number 6.
Number 6. And I'm going to try to do this chronologically and just keeping with the 26th.
Yes, sir.
About how long did it take at the hospital?
It was a couple hours. We were there.
Okay. So 2 o'clock, you get involved.
Yes, sir.
About what time was it when you got the rape kit in hand, if you recall?
9, 10 o'clock at night, somewhere around that time frame. So
Okay.
I can't remember exactly.
Now, on that particular date, in addition to the MLE kit, the rape kit, did you collect? Let me just ask this, with respect to the photographs that you saw, were there any images of her clothing in that?
Yes, there was a black dress that she appeared to be wearing at the time, and it was just it looked like a two-piece dress, I guess is the best way to put it.
Okay, and did that appear to be what she brought out to you?
Yes.
Okay. Were there any undergarments with it?
Yes. She brought out 2 pairs of panties and that were in the bag.
Okay.
The reasoning for that is she couldn't remember which pair she was actually wearing that night. She knew it was one of 2, so she put both in the bag.
Okay. And so we got the dress or the outfit and 2 other items of clothing all put in the same bag?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And where they had been before, you don't know, as far as in her house?
No, I don't know where they were in her house.
Laundry hamper or
Yes.
floor? Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
Was that pretty much the end of the 27th?
Basically, yes. That wouldn't have a search warrant or anything like that, no.
And so, did you get in the room?
We did.
And how?
Consent. We had the individuals that occupied that room sign consent forms.
And who are those individuals, if you recall?
At the time, Brandon Vandenburg and Mac Prelude occupied that room.
When you say the ID, were there identification officers with you?
When we initially went there, no. No, they were not with us. They were called to the scene after we were there, and once we had gained consent.
Okay. I was just say, were any promises, threats, anything made to have either of these 2 men consent to you looking in their room?
No, sir, no.
At the time, the identification section, or person or people came out, had you seen any cell phone videos or photographs?
No, sir, not at that time.
Okay. Had you seen anything of any video nature taken inside room 213?
I had.
On the 27th?
On the 27th, yes.
Okay. And what was that?
It was surveillance video from the dormitory hall.
Okay. Well, that's why I probably asked that poorly. Surveillance video from inside the room?
Oh, inside the room?
Inside the room?
No, sir. No.
Okay. And the reason I say that is that in having the identification people do their work, did they do it at your direction?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you know for sure what item or items in the room might have any evidentiary value?
Not for sure, no.
Okay. When you went to the room and looked around, could you just describe it for us from your memory?
It was a small room. There was a set of bunk beds. There was one bunk facing this way, another bunk facing this way at, I guess, a right angle. There was a TV, refrigerator, desk. There was all kinds of bottles and clothing scattered about the room.
Okay. Did anything, to your experience in this area, jump out at you as evidence that needed to be collected?
No, there was nothing that was gleaming at that time, no.
Okay. So what did you do as far as instructing the identification people?
I relayed the information that I had at the time to them and asked them to process the room as they knew how.
Okay. Did you direct any specific items either to be collected or not to be collected?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. With respect to, you said there are a bunch of bottles or whatever, did those have, Judge, I'm just trying to frame the reference for the question.
I understand, but try not to lead. I understand what you're doing.
Okay.
But it's these references to hampers, bottles,
Well, the witness has said bottles. I'm just saying, did you say bottles?
Bottles, or
What did you say?
I believe I said water bottles.
Okay, water bottles. May I ask about the water bottles?
Yes.
Did those have any significance to you on June the 27th, 2013?
No, sir.
Did you direct that any of those be collected?
No, sir.
Okay. Did you participate in the collection of the evidence by the identification?
No, that's their job.
Okay. Once items were collected, were they assigned the complaint number and put in evidence?
Same complaint number. The ID technicians, they collected the evidence. It's their process to bag it, mark it, and turn it in.
Okay.
I don't, if they collect it, I do not handle it.
Right. Taking pictures, was that your job, or were pictures taken?
That day, identification technicians did take pictures. I did not take pictures that day.
All right. After the identification, people finished their work, and do you have any sort of time reference, what time of day or night it was on the 27th they were there?
Late afternoon. It was, I know the sun was still up, and it was late afternoon hours.
Right.
When we were finished, it was late afternoon. It was early afternoon when they started.
Okay. Question is, upon finishing, leaving, did you tape off the room, secure it?
No.
Why not?
When we finished the room, at that time, based on the information we had, we felt that we were done processing that room.
June 28th, did you work on this case?
I did.
Okay. And what did you do on June 28th?
I drafted numerous search warrants to collect further evidence.
We're going to wrap up in just a couple of minutes, General.
Well, I was just starting to sort through all of the next pile, so this may be a very good time to stop. What were the search warrants for? What type of items were you?
Electronic and digital evidence.
Okay. And did you obtain some?
We did.
And may those be some of the ones I was walking over to show you?
Probably.
We'll find out tomorrow, right?
We will.
What do you want to do about this?
Judge, that was going to be the next numbered exhibit, I think 7?
Yes, number 7. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're wrapping up for today for several reasons. But as I've mentioned to you several times before, you cannot discuss this case or try to do any kind of research or anything like that. Just enjoy your evening. And we'll see you at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Have a good evening.
All rise.
Let me just mention that tomorrow I want to come in about 10 minutes to 9 to see if you have any issues that you need to take up so that we won't keep them just sitting back there waiting, okay?
Your Honor, I was going to ask if I could, I would probably be about 10 minutes late.
That's okay.
So I
There are
apologize.
2 other capable lawyers representing
And
me.
that's fine, I understand, I just wanted to give a heads up to the
Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Court is adjourned Tuesday morning, 9 a.m.